Okay, so I'm going to now move my flying object. I'm trying to keep this simple because this is not like a huge project. I got this off of Morguefile and I got Gandalf off of Google. So he's obviously copyrighted, but it's all right because this is a mini project. These aren't going to be displayed. It's only the bigger projects you have to be careful with. So you see that Gandalf is the 100% is the same as my document, so that's a good size. This, on the other hand, is 16%, meaning if I get to 100%, it's really huge. So the first thing I want to do is just make this image size a little bit smaller. Image size. I always start out with it still large and make it smaller in the document because you don't want to lose quality. Maybe I'll go to 6. Okay. Now remember, I just bring this. So it's still only up 50% and it's huge. Make it just a tiny bit smaller. And I am ready to go. Okay, so the first thing is I want to make this simple, and so I'm going to raise the contrast a little. I'm going to go to Image Adjustment, Brightness Contrast, and just give it a little more contrast. That way the edges are stronger. Look, do I want it darker? Probably eventually I'll want my eagle darker, but for now I just want the contrast raised. I'm only taking the eagle. So I could try it with the magic wand. And the sky has a lot of different colors. So I could also try it with the quick selection tool. That one selects an image quickly, but it's not really precise. I'm selecting a little bit extra, and I would definitely clean it up once I get it into my document. If I want to take away a little, I can use the subtract from selection feature and just clean up that edge a little bit. And then if you goof again. The magic wand and the quick selection tool, though, don't give you great edges, as you'll soon see. So I'm just going to bring it in like this to my duck in the water. Okay, so not terrible. I'm going to try the magic wand on this part because that's a pretty clean edge. And then I would probably clean up the rest with the polygonal lasso. But for our purposes, now I decided I want this bigger, but not quite that big. Oh, let me get rid of that edge. That would drive me crazy. Okay, so I'm going to go Command T, hold Shift, keep the proportions, and have it here. So I can decide where I want it in the end, but for now I'm going to keep it right here over the ducks. I might change my mind on that. Okay, about that size. I'm going to go to Image Adjustments, Hue Saturation, and just lower the, so it's almost a silhouette. Not quite. I want to see the features, but I also don't want to mess around with the edges anymore. Now I'm going to Gandalf. Okay, the easiest way to select him is going to be the polygonal lasso. Again, if I was really wanting to do a nice job, I would really take my time on this. His hair, I'm going to give him a haircut here. I wouldn't, though. I would try to have that a little wispy and use feathers. Oh, I have some feathers. Uh-oh, this might be too many feathers. This might make him look really weird. We'll see. If you goof up on your clicks, you can hit delete and redo them. Now I'm concerned that his feathers are going to look really strange. Okay, bring him in and put him there. I'm just going to leave it. I would probably lower it to maybe 3. He looks like he has a little glow around him, but that's okay. I'm going to put him behind there in the layers window and then make him a little smaller because he doesn't really have hands. It's not really the perfect image of him, but it's not bad. I'm going to label. And then I'm going to be on Gandalf's layer, and also I want to match his color a little bit, so I'm going to do it through hue saturation. And I think I want his contrast up first. Image, adjustments, brightness, contrast. Yeah, that gives him more definition. Not like that. See, that's why you can play with the different, because the brightness and the lightness are somehow give a different look. Image adjustments, hue saturation, and just bring that down. And I'm just going to go with maybe make him a little more black and white and a little darker. What I really want is just kind of his face to be lit up. So if I select it really basically here and inverse, I'm still on his layer, and now I do the image adjustments, hue saturation, I bring the lightness down just on his body. It kind of makes his face glow, which I like. Okay, that's what I'm going to go for. And now the 2 of these together, if I want to move them, I click on the top one, shift, click, and it selects both of the layers here. So if I want to make them both smaller, I can. So if you want to make your flying object look like it's coming from behind the mountain or from in the water, you could also do that. I'm going to make Gandalf look like he's coming from behind the mountain. So I want to select his layer and the eagle layer. I do that by clicking one, shift, and clicking the next. That way it moves both of them at the same time. I'm going to put the eagle's tail so it is just coming out from under the mountain. Then I'm going to take the eyes off and use the polygonal lasso. You could also lower the opacity. Now I can either just delete on the eagle layer or make a copy of the mountain. That's kind of interesting because I had feathers on, so you can kind of see that it's fading, but that looks interesting. So I'm going to go for that, and then I want this cloud in front. So I'm going to take the eagle off for a second so I can see the cloud. Now in this case I would want feathers. And I'm going to just go along the cloud. Should make it just soft enough. I'm on the background layer, Command C, Command V, or copy paste, bring it over the eagle, bring it over, and there we have it. So now the Gandalf is coming from behind the mountain. There's a little cloud in front of him. If you wanted to lower the opacity, you can play around with that. Okay, so enjoy this.